Yeah, good morning, children. So in today's session, we are going to start with a jump statement. So what do you mean by jump statement? As the name implies, jump. So jump, it's nothing but your execution. It will be jumped from one place to another place. That is the execution, the flow of execution. You are going to transfer the control of flow of execution from one place to another place. We are going to jump. We are going to skip some of the statements. We are going to stop executing some of the statements. So how you can do that? What is the provision that are available? What is the need for it? So that is what we are going to understand in today's session. Okay. So what are all the jump statement? Jump statement which is used to skip the execution of some of the statements in my program. Okay, that is what we call it as jump statements. So to do the jump process, so we have break and continue statement. Okay, so break and continue, these are the keywords, so which is designed to do a particular purpose. Let us discuss one by one. The very first one is the break statement. So what do you mean by break statement? What will happen if you use a break statement in your program? So the break statement enables the program to skip over a part of the code. Okay, I want to skip, I want to stop executing a particular portion of the code. So at that time, you have to use a break statement. So if you give the break statement, what will happen is it terminates the very loop it lies within. It terminates the very loop. So what do you mean by very loop? Very loop, it's nothing but the loop in which the break statement present. Okay, so the very loop, it's nothing but the loop in which, that is, or the innermost loop, the loop in which the break statement present, it will come out of that particular loop. Okay, so it will come out of the, it will terminates the very loop, it will stop execute, it will come out of the loop. Okay, and execution resumes at the statement immediately following the body of the loop. So after coming of the out of the loop, where it will go abdina, so it will go to the next statement immediately after the loop. Whatever the statement that I'm having, so it will go to that particular statement. Okay, so if you have any such scenario, if you have any such situations where you want to skip a particular portion of the code and then go out of the loop, you have to go for a break statement. So how your break statement works, so here is the example for the same. So here for where in sequence. So this is a for loop. So in a for loop, there is a body of the statement. So inside the body of the statement, there is a condition. If condition, I am checking. If that particular condition is satisfied, I am doing a break. Okay, I am giving a break. So when you give break, what are all the statements? Okay, I can have 4 or 5 statements or whatever may be the number of statements that may present as a body of the for loop. So when you give a break statement, it will stop the execution of this for loop. It will stop the execution of the for loop and it will immediately come out of the loop, and it will immediately come out of the loop and it will execute the statement that follows the for loop. That is, so you just look at the indentation. So with the for loop indentation, whatever the statements that is present here, this is outside the for loop. Okay, so with the indentation, that is with for space, what are all the statements that you write? All these statements belong to for loop. Okay, so I'm executing a for loop. So during the execution, I'm checking some condition. If that condition is satisfied, I want to stop the execution of this loop. Okay, if you give a break statement, so it will immediately transfer the control. It will not go for a for loop, even though the complete sequence, it's not yet being completed. Even in that case, okay, so if it encounters a break statement, it will immediately come out of the loop. Okay, similarly, if there is a while loop, so while test expression, and again there is a if condition and there is a break statement. If there is a break statement, it will not go back, it will not execute any statement in between. Okay, it will immediately come out of the loop. It will immediately come out of the loop. Okay, so this is the purpose of your break statement, to stop the execution of some of the statement, or to skip over the some of statements and to come out of the loop. You have to use a break statement. We will write a program for that, so just hold on. So now let us understand what is the functionality of a continue statement. Your continue statement, it is almost similar to your break statement, whereas it will skip the portion of the coding and it will continue with the next iteration. It will continue with the next iteration. So let us go through what are all the what is the explanation that is given here. So similar to break statement, continue statement skip over the part of the code. It will skip the part of the code. The continue statement forces the next iteration of the loop to take place, skipping any code in between. Let us read it once again. The continue statement forces the next iteration of the loop to take place. The next iteration of the loop. It will not come out of the loop. Instead, it will force for the next iteration, skipping any code in between. So look at the syntax that is given here, the working methodology that is given here for variable in a sequence. So this is a statement, body of the for loop. So in the body of the loop, there is a if condition. If that condition is satisfied, I am giving continue. So after the if statement also, there are some of the codes. So when you give continue, this particular portion of the code, it will be skipped. Okay, so this portion, it will not be executed and it will immediately go to the for loop, and the for variable, that is in the for loop, it will take a next item from the sequence and then it will start executing the loop once again. So if you are using it in a while loop, okay, so just please be hold on. Only when I give the, only when we deal with the program, you will be able to understand how it is actually working. Just register. So your break statement, it will stop the execution and it will immediately come out of the loop. Your continue statement, it will skip the portion of the code and it will continue with the next iteration. Only that you just keep it in your mind. Okay, so while test expression, there is a statements. If that condition is satisfied, I want to continue. So when there is a continue statement, okay, so whatever the statement that follows, all those statements will be skipped and it will continue with the while loop. It will continue the loop with the next iteration. Okay, so for the for loop, the continue causes the next iteration by updating the loop variable. I am executing the loop with the value 5. Okay, so there are some more variables 6, 7, 8. Those values are there in my sequence. So with the value 5, I am encountering continue statement. In that case, what are all the statements that follows the pending statements that will not be executed? However, it will go for the loop variable. The next value will be fetched. That is, the 6 value will be fetched and then it will continue executing the loop again. For while loop, the program control passes to the conditional test. So when you give continue, once again it will go and check the test expression. If that condition is evaluated to true, it will continue executing the set of statements inside the while loop. Right, okay. So now let us understand the break and continue statement with the help of an example. So look at the example that is given here. Okay, so it is a very typical example which will help you to understand your break and continue better. So the loop will break with break produces output as, okay. So here for I in range of 1, 11. So 1, 11, if you give the value, what is the set of values that will be generated? What is the sequence that will be generated? Range of 1, 11, it will generate the sequences.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8,
Okay, 1, 2, 3,
9,
4, 5,
10.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So till 10, it will generate the sequence. So which means that the body of the statement should be executed 10 times. So with the value generated, it will take the value 1. With the value 1, it will enter into the for loop. So what is the first statement? So here I am having the if statement. If I modulo divided by 3 is equal to 0. So what is the value of I? It is 1. 1 modulo divided by 3 equal to 0. No, the condition not satisfied. When the condition not satisfied, it will go to the else part. In the else part, what you are doing? You are printing the value. So it will print the value 1. Okay, so after printing the value, again it will go to the for loop. So now it will take the value 2. It will take the value 2. With the value 2, again it will enter into the loop. If 2 modulo divided by 3 equal to 0, no, the condition not satisfied. So it will come to the else part. And then it will print the value of I, which will print the value 2. And then again it will go to the for loop. So in the for loop, now what is the value of I? It will take the value 3. It will take the value 3. So with the value 3, this particular statement gets executed. So 3 modulo divided by 3 equal to 0. Yes, it is. Okay, 3 modulo divided by 3, the answer is 0. So 0 equal to 0. The condition satisfied. So when the condition satisfied, what I have given? I have given break. So when you give a break, what it will do? It will immediately come out of the loop. Okay, so these statement, the else part and the remaining set of remaining values which are present in the for loop, everything will be skipped and it will immediately come out of the for loop. So when it come out of the for loop, there are no statements to execute. So it will simply print the value 1, 2. Okay, so the same program I have written with continue. So when there is continue, what will happen is 1 and 2 it is printing. When the value is 3 modulo divided by 3 equal to 0. Yes, the condition satisfied. When the condition satisfied, what do you want to do? Continue. It says continue. When it says continue, it will skip this particular portion. Even whatever the statement, if you write here, all these statements will be skipped. Okay, and it will continue with the next iteration. That is, it will go to the for loop once again and it will take the value 4 and it will continue the same. So if the value is in the multiple of 3, only the multiple of 3 value does not get printed. However, it will continue with the next iteration. So this is the functionality of your break and continue statement. Okay, so let us execute the same program. Okay, so print break statement for I in range of 1, 11. Okay, if I modulo divided by 3 equal to 0, break, else print I. Okay, so this is the same program. Okay, let me also give some more statement. Print execution stops here. So let me save this. Now let us run. Okay, let me close and run it once again. So it will print the break statement, whatever here, it will be printed. Okay, so and then with the value 1, the condition not satisfied. So whatever present in the else part gets printed. Okay, when it reaches the value 3, when it reaches the value 3, okay, so you have given break. So when you give a break, it will ignore, it will not execute any statements here. Okay, it will not execute any statement here. Okay, not because only the else part. Okay, even if you have any other statements, that will also be skipped. Okay, so it will break and it will come out of the loop, and whatever the statement that is present here, that gets printed. Okay, so this is body of the for loop. Okay, so now what do you think the output will be? What will be the output of this particular program? When do you think the
Execution
body of
stops
for
here.
loop gets executed? When do you think the body of for loop gets executed?
1 and 2.
Huh?
And then I is 1 and 2.
I value is
1 and 2.
so break statement. So body of for loop that gets executed irrespective of whether the condition is satisfied or not. Okay, so here when the value is 1, okay, so here you are printing the value. After printing the value, it will execute the remaining statement that is present in the for loop, and then it will go for the it will go for fetching the next value from the sequence. Okay, so when it reaches the 3, okay, so it is not skipping the value because it is the condition it's not satisfied. Okay, so when you give a break, this is also a body of the statement. This will not get executed when the value is 3. So when you give a break, it will immediately come out of the break statement, that is immediately come out of the very loop. Very loop abdina. So the break statement is present in which loop? So it is present in this for loop. So it will come out of this for loop. Okay, so the same break statement, let me replace with the continue. Now what will be the output? How many times body of for loop gets executed?
Ten times.
Who said that?
Avish.
Is he correct? Is he correct? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times. Sabishwar, why?
Plus the multiples of 3 are skipped now.
In the multiples of 3, when the value is 3, 6 and then 9, okay, you have given continue. So when you give continue, the complete portion, it will be skipped. Okay, all these statements after continue, what are all the statements that are present? All the statements will be skipped. Okay, and it will continue with the next iteration. So it will not print body of loop 10 times. Instead, it will print only 7 times. Okay, so when you give the value, when you give continue, okay, when this condition is satisfied, it will not print. Okay, what are all the remaining statements that are present in the for loop? All these statements are skipped, and it will continue with the next iteration. So this is the working of or the functionality of your break and continue statement. Is that clear?
Ma'am.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So
Yes,
the
ma'am.
break statement. Now you read these instruction, whatever it is given here. Okay. So your break statement enables the program to skip over a part of the code, and it terminates the very loop it lies within. Okay. It will immediately come out of the loop in which it is present. Execution resumes at okay, execution resumes at the statement immediately following the body of the loop. Okay, immediately following the body of the loop abdina. So after the for loop, whatever the statement that is present, that gets executed. So with the continue statement, okay, similar to break statement, continue statement skip over the part of the statement. The continue statement forces the next iteration of the loop take place, skipping any code in between. Okay, whatever the code that are present in between, that will be skipped, and it will be executed with the next iteration, continue with the next iteration. Okay, so that is the functionality of your break and continue statements. Right. Okay, so the next topic that we are going to talk about is loop else statement. So again, it is very special in Python. Okay, so loop else statement. However, we are having the else part for the if condition. Okay, so when the else part gets executed,
Loop in normally.
else part we have
If
used else only
if
with
statement
the if
returns false, the
yes,
condition
okay.
in if is false.
Yes, okay, when the condition evaluates to false, okay, when the condition is not satisfied, at that time it will execute the else part. Okay, that is how we have learned. Okay, what do you mean by loop else statement? So from the name itself, let us try to understand. So in a loop, I am planning to have a else statement. So when it will get executed, when the loop gets over, after executing the body of the loop, I want to do something else. Okay, so abdina, I want to do it, abdina, that will be executed in the that can be given in a else statement. Okay, so loop else statement can be used with both for loop and then while loop. Both for loop and while loop have an else class. The else of a loop executes only when the loop ends normally. It is very, very important point to note here. The else of a loop executes only when the loop ends normally. What do you mean by ends normally? Ends normally mean that I'm having a for loop. I have executed all the elements that are present in the for loop. Okay, so that is what are all the sequence of variable that you have generated, whatever the count. So that many number of times the loop, the body of the statements gets executed. Okay, only in that case the else part of the for loop gets executed. Okay, executes only when the loop ends normally. So what is the other possibility of ending the loop? The other possibility is, so whatever the break statement that we have discussed these shortly back. Okay, so that is, if you are breaking the loop using the break statement, that is the loop execution stopped because of the break statement. In that case, the else part will not get executed. புரியுதா? Okay, so ஒரு for loop எழுதுற அந்த for loopல the complete body of the statement executed for all the variables in the all the values in the sequence. Okay, so all the values are executed normally. Okay, and it reaches the end of the loop அப்படினா மட்டும் தான் உன்னோட else class வந்து execute ஆகும். else class எப்ப execute ஆகாது அப்படினா the for loop or while loop or stopped abnormally, that is it was stopped because of break statement. Okay, I have given a condition, so on the condition meet I, there was a break statement and the loop execution stopped in between abdina, so that time the else class will not be executed. The else class will not be executed if the loop terminated because of the break statement. Break statement execute ஆகி உன்னோட loop வந்து terminate ஆச்சு அப்படின்னா that time your else class will not get executed. Okay, so look at the flow chart that is given here. So here there is a test condition. Okay, this is a normal flow. So when the execute the loop of the body, okay, so as long as the condition is satisfied, it will be repeated. The condition is not satisfied, it will come out and then it will come out of the loop and then it will go to the next statement. Okay, so loop program flow with the else class. So if there is a else class, okay, so here I am having the test condition. If the test condition is evaluated to true abdina, so it will execute. Okay, if the test condition is not satisfied, the test condition is not satisfied abdina, I am having the while loop. So as long as the condition is satisfied, okay, the body of the loop executed. The condition is not satisfied abdina, that will execute the else part. Okay, so this else part, it will not get executed if the loop it was breaked because of the break statement. Okay, break statement vandittu at any time it can happen, right? It can happen at any time. Okay, it will stop the execution and the execution vandittu it will be interrupted. It was interrupted because of the break statement abdina, so that time your else block does not get executed. Okay, so the else class gets executed only when the loop ends normally. Okay, so now let us discuss, let us understand the concept with the help of an example. So look at the pictorial representation which is given here. So for variable in sequence or iterable, so I am having the set of statements and this else class, okay, it should be returned in line with the for loop. It should be returned in line with the for loop. That is, in the for loop எந்த indentல start பண்ணியோ in the same indentல you have to write it. Okay, so here I am having the else statement. Okay, so this else statement gets executed when all the items in the iterable items are executed and there are no more items in the sequence abdina, then it will execute the else statement. Okay, look at the program that is given here. So here I am having, look at the program carefully. A is equal to B equal to, you can see that, right? Whatever the program and the output, you can see that, right? It's better now?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, okay.
Yes,
So look
ma'am.
at the program to understand for else. Okay, now I have initialized variables a comma b comma c is equal to 0. Okay, for I in range of 1,4. So range of 1,4 abdina, what is the value that gets generated?
1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3. Okay, fine. Okay, so here which means that all these statements gets executed, should be executed 3 times. So here A is equal to int of input of enter a number. So int of input of enter number 2. I am reading 2 numbers, 2 values from the user. If B is equal to 0, okay. If suppose the user enter the value as 0, so print division by 0 error and then aborting, and I'm giving break. Okay, so I'm going to divide the value A divided by B. Okay, I'm going to do. Okay, so to do the division, okay, the denominator, it can't be 0. Okay, so I'm checking that. So if it is 0, I don't want to proceed with the next time. Okay, so the idea of this particular program is I want to get 3 set of values from the user, okay, A and B, and then only all the values are valid, I will be giving the result. If the user enters the denominator as 0, I don't want to further execute. I will stop the execution and then I will come out. So that is the idea of this. Okay, so here if the value B is given as 0, I'm just displaying the message division by 0 error, and then I'm aborting. And then I'm also giving a break statement. So if you give a break statement, it will immediately come out of the loop. So when it come out of the loop, it will not print this particular loop terminated successfully. This particular statement, it does not get executed. Okay, so if they didn't give any B value as a 0 abdina, then what I will do, I will find the floor division value, so which will give you the quotient, integer quotient. I'll be printing the value. Okay, so if they didn't give any 0 value as a denominator, so 3 times it will read the value, and after the execution, the else part, this else part, look at this else part gets executed if this condition is not satisfied, and this else part gets executed after the successful execution of all the body of the statements for all the values of this iterable item. Okay, now look at the output given here. So enter number 1. First time for the I value 1, I am reading the value 23 and then 55. So what is the quotient? The value is 0. I'm second time it is executing. I'm entering the value as 12 and 0. So as I have entered the value as 0, okay, so here division by 0 error. Okay, so you cannot divide a number by 0. So I'm just displaying the message and I'm immediately come out of the loop. So when you come out of the loop, this else part வந்து execute ஆகாது, because the loop was interrupted because of this break statement. So second time when I give it, so the loop, the third iteration, it doesn't get executed. So it will stop the execution and then it will come out. So no more output here. This particular else part doesn't get executed. Okay, so look at the next example that is given here, 45, 9, some values. Okay, so I'm not giving 0 at all. So it will give you the answer, okay, after the successful completion. So when I give this value, this break statement வந்து execute ஆகாது. So அந்த மாதிரி break statement execute ஆகல அப்படின்னா, that time this else part gets executed and it will print the message loop terminated successfully. Is that clear?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am.
Okay, so the same, this is for a while loop. Okay, so in the while loop, okay, look at the program that is given here. In the while also you can have the else part. Okay, so count is equal to 5, while count is greater than 0, print welcome, count minus is equal to 1. Okay, so count is equal to count minus 1. Okay, so it will print the value welcome, 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 and then this else part gets executed. Okay, so here I didn't use any break statement at all abdina. So this part, it will gets executed after it reaches the value 1. Okay, 1 the odana, it will be executed 5 times, and then exiting the while loop, this particular statement gets executed after executing the 5 statements. Okay, so this is how your while statement gets while statement or while else will work. Okay, so if the loop executed ends normally, the else part of the while loop gets executed. Okay, if the loop terminated abnormally, that is because of your break statement, that time the loop else statement does not get executed. Okay, so the typical example, just 2 more minutes, let me finish off with this program for a prime number checking. So what do you mean by prime number? So prime number, it's nothing but the number which are divisible by 1 and itself, that is a prime number. Okay, how can you check whether the given number is a prime number or not? So to do the prime number checking, you have to divide, you have to try to divide the number from 2 to n minus 1. I want to check whether 7 or 11 is a prime number or not. Okay, so when I say 11, you can immediately say that it is a prime number. Okay, so normally how you are saying is that, so 11, it is not divisible by any other number except 1 and 11. So what we have to do is to do the prime number checking, we have to start dividing the number from 2 to n minus 1. அதாவது 2ல இருந்து 10 வரைக்கும் ஏதாவது ஒரு நம்பரால if that number is completely divisible அப்படின்றத பார்க்கணும். So if it is divisible, then it is not a prime number. Okay, if it is not divisible, then it is a prime number. Do you understand the logic? How am I going to do the prime number checking? What is a prime number? A number, it is considered to be a prime number if the number is divisible by 1 and itself. Abdina, that is a prime number. So to implement that prime number checking, so what I am going to do is, I am going to divide the number from 2 to whatever the number minus 1. Okay, till that I am going to divide the number. When I divide the number, if I get the remainder as 0, abdina enna artham? Remainder 0 vandadu abdina, the number is completely divisible. We have already discussed how to check the complete divisibility of a number over other number. Okay, so we can use a modulo division operator which will give you the remainder. If the remainder of division is 0, which means that the number is completely divisible. And the mari ஒரு நம்பர் வந்து completely divisible இருந்தது அப்படின்னா, then it is not a prime number. Okay, now with this understanding, now look at the program. I am reading the number. So limit is equal to int of number divided by 2 plus 1. So இது எதுக்காக அப்படின்னா, so it is not necessary to divide from 2 to n minus 1. இப்போ 11 இருந்தது அப்படின்னா, it is enough to check it, that is half of it. Okay, half வரைக்கும் அப்படின்னா 5 வரைக்கும் divide பண்ணி பார்த்தா போதும். Okay, so int of num divided by 2 plus 1. So till half the way divide பண்ணாலே போதும் அப்படின்றதுக்காக தான் this particular condition is given for I in range of 2 comma limit. Okay, so till that limit you are generating the sequence of number. Okay, so for 2 comma 11 அப்படினா வந்துட்டு, so what is the limit value? It will give you 11 divided by 2, the value is 5 plus 1 which is 6. So 2 comma 6 it will generate the value 2 3 4 5. So with the value 2 3 4 5 I will be repeatedly dividing. Remainder is equal to number modulo divided by I. So if it is 0, then it is not a prime number. Okay, if it is divisible by any other number, any one number other than 1 and itself, then it is not a prime number. So in that case I need not continue. Okay, I need not continue checking. I continue dividing, repeating this task. Okay, so I will immediately stop and then I will come out of the loop. So if it is been completely executed, abdina enna artham? So in none of the cases the remainder value is 0. So in that case, so whatever the number that you are entering, it is a prime number. So this is a very good example which will explain the concept of where you can go for loop else statement. Okay, so here I'm giving the answer only in the else part. Okay, so in the else part I'll be able to say whether it is a prime number or not. Okay, so this is about your loop else statement and then break and continue statement, right? Okay,